हेलो चिल्ड्रन, हम आपके लिए लेके आए हैं बायोलॉजी का एक बहुत ही इम्पॉर्टेंट चैप्टर रिप्रोडक्शन इन एनिमल्स। आज है पार्ट 1, फिर हम आगे आपको और पार्ट्स में ये चैप्टर कवर करके बताएंगे। So I am sure you have been waiting for this topic to be covered in class 8th, reproduction in animals. Right? This video is going to be very helpful for you, and if it is, I am sure you will not forget to like and subscribe as well. So let's begin with reproduction in animals. First thing, what is reproduction and why is it necessary? If somebody decides not to reproduce, there will be no effect in its lifestyle, right? Suppose a hen decides that it is not going to produce any further chicken, then there will be no problem to the hen's health as such, because reproduction is not necessary for one's own life, but it is very necessary for life to continue and new species to develop, right? So what is reproduction? Reproduction is production of offspring with the help of a parent, right? So reproduction is the process by which new individuals are produced by the parents. The process of reproduction ensures that a plant or animal species does not disappear from earth. So this is what makes reproduction very important. If you have to see a certain kind of plant on earth, the plants have to reproduce. If you have to see cat, dog, lion, any animal for that matter, they have to reproduce so that the new offsprings are developed and you get to see the young ones too, right? So reproduction is not a vital process. One wouldn't die without it, but it is a process that is necessary for life to continue on earth. There are two modes of reproduction, sexual and asexual. In this video, we will only discuss asexual reproduction, but let's find out what are these two modes of reproduction. Asexual mode of reproduction में क्या different है? So asexual mode of reproduction में सिर्फ एक parent की ज़रूरत होती है, दो parent की नहीं, सिर्फ एक parent की ज़रूरत होती है, right? So the production of new individual or offsprings by a single parent, ये single parent बहुत important है, without the involvement of reproductive cells or gametes. बच्चों को confusion होता है gametes क्या है? तो gametes एक special kind of cell है जो सिर्फ reproduction के लिए use होते हैं, right? तो अगर asexual reproduction हो रहा है तो एक ही parent की ज़रूरत होती है और इन special cells की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं होती. In asexual reproduction, you need only one parent and there is no involvement of gametes at all, right? Sexual reproduction. This is how parents have children and you see cats and dogs reproducing their new offsprings, right? So sexual reproduction is the production of new individuals or offsprings by two parents. Two parents is important. You need a mother and a father for this to happen by fusion of the reproductive cells, gametes. So in this kind of reproduction, you need gametes or special kind of cell that is only used for reproduction. Let's continue with asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is followed by most of the lower order organisms. Amoeba, one of the very famous microorganism, follows a very well-known binary fission as the reproduction method. So the first asexual reproduction method that we are going to study is binary fission. तो आइए देखें binary fission में क्या होता है. Amoeba का कोई particular shape नहीं होता है. Amoeba जब एक mature level पर पहुंच जाता है, जब वो mature हो जाता है, then the nucleus starts to divide. What starts to divide, children? The nucleus starts to divide. So first, the nucleus will divide and then the cytoplasm will gradually divide. And you can see that the amoeba divides into two daughter cells, right? So one single amoeba gives birth to two daughter cells, and yes, the existing of the parent cell does not happen any longer, right? So one parent cell is dividing into two daughter cells, right? This is binary fission. So binary fission is a process where one individual splits into two daughter cells or two new organisms. The second technique that you would learn in asexual reproduction is of budding. And one common microorganism that usually follows this is hydra. In hydra, there would be a bud-like formation that would be produced, right? You must have heard about it in yeast as well. So this is a bud that is produced. This bud develops into a small hydra. Once it is completely developed, it will separate from the parent. So this is parent hydra developing bud. The bud develops completely and there is a new hydra. In this case, the good thing is the parent still exists even after the daughter cell has been split from the parent. The parent still survives, right? This is how hydra reproduces. Just let's take a recap. Hydra grows a bud. The bud develops mouth and tentacles, rather all body parts, and then the bud detaches and becomes independent of itself. The third and another famous method of asexual reproduction is fragmentation. This happens in Spirogyra. You can see a green ribbon-like structure, that's a Spirogyra. In fragmentation, the organism splits into fragments. What does the organism split into? Fragments. And every fragment develops into a new individual. Every fragment develops into a new individual. So it is a very simple kind of reproduction followed by these microorganisms, right? These are lower order organisms, and these are one of the best example here is Spirogyra. Spirogyra divides into 3 different parts or more parts, and every part will become a new Spirogyra. That's all in asexual reproduction. We will come across with more details of sexual reproduction in our another video. So wait for part 2. Thank you, children.